Hi, everybody. It is October 1st, 2019. I'm Overland, and today I wanted to talk about time, how we spend our time, what we give as far as for when we're giving it to other people, that time. And just because it's the first week or the first day of the month, I thought, okay, everybody's counting down that there's 3 months left in this year. And some of the gurus and the influencers are saying, start now, make the next 3 months the best months of your life. And if the first nine weren't as good, it's okay. Um, I think when we get overwhelmed by the time that we've spent on things that may have not been beneficial to us, whether that was time in our careers or with people. I think what we need to remember is whatever that time was that we gave away, whether the result was not in our favor, that if you look for it, you'll know that you learned something. And if you haven't found it yet, what that lesson was or what you should have been learning, I would just give yourself time to process and just don't get hung up on if it was wasted time or productive time, but just understand that that was what was needed at that moment in time. Um, I had a little riff with one of my besties, and I won't go into detail about it, but I was really upset because this individual was going through a hard time, is going through a hard time, and thought that they they should distance themselves from everybody. If there's anybody out there that feels that way, that you are better off isolating yourself rather than asking people for a time, for their time, let me be the first one to tell you that you are wrong. You're wrong, and that all isolation does and time away, too much time away from people, all it does is it messes with your mind. It messes with your mind, making you think all these self sabotaging thoughts that one, you're not needed, two, hi sister Leafy, two, you're not valued by the people in your life, and three, it just makes you feel like crap. So if you're in that space where you think that you're not valuable to people or that you're better off just going through life alone and battling your trials alone, I'm going to tell you right now you're wrong, and that time is better. Love you. That time that you think, because let's start over. Yes, it's necessary to have me time and to refocus, regroup, reset. Yes, I think that's healthy. But when it gets to a point where you're just going days onto weeks, onto years, not letting people in, that's when it's dangerous. That's when, if you can't find the courage or the ability to turn to the people that are closest to you, that's when I feel like it's most important to go to a therapist. It's most important if you don't have a church that you attend or you don't have church leaders that you want to confide in, go to a therapist. But do not isolate yourself and let time pass you by, making you think that you are less than and that your life hasn't amounted to something. Um, yeah, so I was really upset with that sister of mine. But I also had to respect that she needs this, even if I don't think it's right. She needs space because there is no use of offering help when one, someone doesn't want your help, two, they're not in a place to receive your help, and three, you're just going to yell at them. Like, they don't need that. What they need is listening ear. They need compassion and empathy. And I've had to learn that, like, big time, as one is who wants to always help people and fix people, that you can't help people that don't want that help or isn't in a place to receive that help. All you're doing is forcing yourself upon them. And I hated that lesson. To be honest, I hated learning that lesson. I still relapse sometimes because I want to be in control and I want to fix them and I want their heart to heal. But I understand, like, not everybody in my life will be ready to receive my help. And doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't mean anything about them. It just means it's just not a place where they're ready to receive. And I may never be that person that they receive it from, but all I could do and control on my end is be ready when they ask for the help. So that was what I spent my time with earlier this morning, was to process and accept as a sister that people need their space, and all you can do is let them know you're there. Another thing that came across my mind about time, is that, yes, it's a new month. And let's say that the rest of the next 3 months, it's just the crappiest 3 months of your life added to the 9 months that's already passed. What I would say is, don't beat yourself up about it. Start where you're at, regroup, rebuild, move forward. I know for myself and for those who are probably past the age of even 25, but if you're in my age group of 40 plus, I would say that don't beat yourself up for the things that you haven't completed in the past. Start where you're at and keep going. It too is a very overwhelming load to carry when you think of all the what ifs. Why didn't I should have, like the I should have or you should. Um, if you let that into your mindset, it's just gonna kill your soul. So hi Tala. Um, so don't do that. If you're older, let's say you have a bucket list of 5 things. I'm going to tell you guys my 5 things that I'm just making up in my head, but 5 things that I had wish I had done when I was younger. One, I wish I hadn't let people's opinions of me and my decisions be such a priority. If I had learned that earlier in life, I know I would have completed the things that I didn't, but I know also I would have completed even more things because I would have been fearless. So, bucket list now is to be that fearless person, to not care so much about people's opinions. Two, in my younger years, what would I wish I would have kept my mind in school instead of trying to save everybody and be everybody's go-to person when they're having problems. I wish I would have looked at my problems and taken care of my own, like, set of trials that I was going through. But again, these first two that I'm telling you guys are things that I'm doing right now to better prepare me for however much longer I have on this earth. Three, I would have been and stuck to being a reader, a person that would have just soaked up knowledge. I even won an award when I was in elementary school for reading, like always reading books. So I'm getting back into that, but I would have stuck with that because that would have helped me be more impactful towards people and share with people how they can overcome their limitations. Four, I would have not been so dang serious. Like, I was the serious guy in the group. I was always the one, like, if you broke a rule, I'd be in your face, like, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to say that. You shouldn't say that. I was the should not girl. You should not swear. You should not do this. You should not be dating that guy. So I still have a little bit of that in me, but I'm internalizing it. Instead of telling everybody else what they should not do, I'm telling myself and being better at that, spending more time on that. And five, I if I had my bucket list created back then, I would have traveled more. Like, yeah, that would have been nice. But it's stuff that I'm gonna work on. So those were my five. Um, Guys, you're not old. You're not too old to start now. Keep moving. You're not too young to always learn from other people, especially if you're not in a situation where you have kids or you're married. You're never too young or too inexperienced to learn from those around you. The right people, not people that are going to make you think that marriage and having kids is a drag, but being around people that really enjoy those roles and people that enjoy having a career and going to college. So, just of this live is spend your time wisely, be happy in the time that you give, no matter the result, and make time for those that you don't usually make time for because life is short. You'll hear it for the rest of your life. Life is short, and how you use it is totally up to your control. Don't give it to anybody else to have that control. Okay, I love you guys. See you tomorrow.